So for whatever reason, I was incredibly bored, and I decided to open the EA app on my computer just to look at things, I guess. Lo and behold, I haven't played Battlefield at all since the release of Delta Force. You can see here, I mean, my Battlefield 2042 has not been opened since December 3rd, which is literally a day before Delta Force released on PC. I went ahead and I took a look at some of the updates they've pushed out for Battlefield 2042 since Delta Force released, and surprisingly, they've actually pushed out quite a few updates. They've even added a few things. So I figured, well, whatever, I might as well just play this game and make a YouTube video, so here we are. This was actually an extremely interesting experience because with me not having played any Battlefield game in over 3 months, the comparison between Delta Force and Battlefield will be extremely contrast heavy. I would be able to feel pretty much all of the differences between the two games. So without further ado, if you enjoy the channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and swing by the streams, ladies and gentlemen. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and on this very YouTube channel as well. So the first thing that smacked me in the face when comparing Delta Force and Battlefield 2042 is just how absolutely horrible Battlefield 2042 feels. I'm talking latency, I'm talking movement, all this stuff. Battlefield 2042 is the strangest game I've ever encountered. It really is. It is super, super delayed and clunky and bouncy and overall just a goofy-ass experience. And obviously, I already knew that because I played Battlefield 2042 pretty much for a job for the past 2 or 3 years, but it was incredibly apparent this time around. One really positive thing I noticed during gameplay was just how incredibly visible people are in Battlefield 2042 compared to Delta Force sometimes. I play a noticeably higher FOV in Battlefield 2042 for a reason. It's because I don't need to play a low FOV in order to see things like I do in Delta Force. So that was actually a breath of fresh air. One other thing that I noticed is, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, guys. The maps that I played, Haven and Redacted, are, I think, the maps that will be featured in today's gameplay in the background. Those maps are significantly better than a lot of the maps in Delta Force, and I honestly can't even believe that those words are leaving my mouth, but they are, and I believe they're true. Throughout my playtime of Delta Force, it has become more apparent to me that the maps of that game are just not very good. They're really not. They're brutal in some areas, particularly in attack defense, and in Conquest, they just are kind of empty and soulless. That isn't to say that Battlefield 2042 is full of life and has an incredible battlefield soul in it or anything like that. No, 2042 is, I think, the general consensus worst Battlefield game of all time. All I'm saying is my experience on these maps that I played today were significantly better than I anticipated. One other thing that smacked me in the face is just how little recoil Battlefield 2042 has compared to Delta Force. The difference was astonishing. In fact, for the first 20 minutes of my gameplay of Battlefield 2042, I had to actually change my sensitivity in the game in order to stop myself from overcorrecting for the recoil. And ultimately, what I believe this highlights is just how much room there is for improvement within Battlefield 2042's gunplay. I absolutely think you could increase the recoil and it would be absolutely fine. But screw small talk about gunplay and recoil. Let's talk big picture. Bro, the next Battlefield game better be absolutely nothing like Battlefield 2042. When I was playing, I was just blown away by how this game is. I know how it is, but it's just I haven't experienced it in a while, and to be reminded of it was it's kind of jarring. Oh my god, would they actually release this and called it a Battlefield game? Truly scandalous, okay? Monumentally scandalous at best. But you know what else is scandalous? Let's talk about the matchmaking experience of Battlefield 2042 compared to Delta Force. Well, they're the same style of game, right? So it should play the same, relatively speaking. Nope. Battlefield just plays completely differently because Battlefield doesn't have skill-based matchmaking or whatever fucked up version of matchmaking Delta Force has. I think my first game back on Battlefield 2042, I went 76-7 or something. Yeah, to say Battlefield 2042 feels different to play is an understatement. It is completely and totally different. And I would go as far to say that anyone that says that Delta Force isn't doing something shady with their matchmaking is simply not paying attention. It is so in your face and so apparent that I don't really know how else I could possibly convey it. I won't spend the whole video yapping on about it, but I definitely wanted to include it at least a little bit. But overall, I would say that Delta Force and Battlefield 2042 play completely differently. They're not even comparable outside of visual aspects, in my opinion. Obviously, Delta Force clearly copied some things from Battlefield 2042, but the people that say it's the same game are utterly delusional and have likely never played either game. So let's just put that conversation to rest real quick. But to cap this video off, my big takeaway from this whole thing, right, the incredible boredom which led me to play Battlefield 2042, which led me to make this video, I would just like to say that the next Battlefield game has to be nothing like either of these games. It needs to be vastly different from 2042 and Delta Force. They need to return to what made Battlefield great, which they've stated multiple times that they're going to try to do anyway. And of course, in the trailer, people got hyped because it, quote unquote, looked like OG Battlefield, like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 type vibes. We still don't know how it plays. We've never seen any actual gameplay that isn't scripted. And the best we can do is hope. Yes, guys, we have to hope that EA and DICE actually make a good game. If there were betting markets on that, which I'm sure there actually are, I would imagine the odds aren't too fantastic. But that doesn't mean we can't root for them. I recently tweeted at Battlefield directly. I said, we're all rooting for you. You know, the haters, which a lot of people would label me as, even though I completely disagree with that, and I'm not a hater. I'm just, a person that records actual thoughts, opposed to, like, scripted fucking bullshit that a lot of these other people record. But I really resonate with that sentiment because at the end of the day, we all just want a good Battlefield game. Even if we're labeled a hater, a positive person, whatever it may be, we all want the same thing. And in the end, hey, I hope they do it. I hope they make the best Battlefield game ever created. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't, realistically speaking. Would it be great, though? Fantastic, and I would love to see it. I would congratulate them profusely in a public space if they actually did, because imagine the comeback. Imagine the comeback. BF5, flop launch, horrible, cheater-infested, right? Cancel the content. 2042, even worse. Then they make a good game. That would be a pretty good recovery. But, the question does still stand, do they deserve the credit? Like, did they take too long? That's up for debate. You can debate that in the comment section. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Just wanted to have a little yap session here with you guys. Sometimes I record more casual videos like this that aren't really structured. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, all the stuff, all the links are in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.